Hello and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku puzzle for Monday the 15th of March 2021. In the news today, lots of bad things, but let's not focus on those. Let's try to be more positive. I'd like to congratulate Kurt Elling on winning Best Album for Jazz Vocal, a Grammy Award, to add to his other countless Grammy Awards. He's such a great singer, though, really. If you don't know Kurt Elling, then clearly you've not listened to jazz for the last 20 years or so. Or more than that, actually, I think. But he is a great singer, not just a crooner, as some people seem to, who are not really experts in jazz, seem to think. So please check him out. Of course, music competitions are rather daft. He is a great singer, as is Gregory Porter, who was nominated in the soul section. But can you say that Mozart is better than Bach? No, you like them at different times, right? Sometimes you like Mozart, sometimes you like Bach, sometimes you like Kurt Elling, and sometimes you like Sarah Vaughan or somebody else. Okay, today's Sudoku is an easy level puzzle. That means we are not likely to have any experts joining us today. It's going to be beginners from start to finish, I think. So let's explain about the Sudoku grid. Welcome. If you've just decided to take up Sudoku today, congratulations. It can take a lot of your time, but it's a nice pastime. I don't know if it will stop Alzheimer's or anything like that, as some people have posited. I don't think that's necessarily true, but anyway, it's just an enjoyable thing to do. And so let's explain. So across here you can see 9 squares, and down here 9 squares. So we have a very large square of 81. But don't worry about maths, because this is nothing to do with maths. You can see different sections here of 9 squares, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. And so that means within each section you have to put numbers 1 to 9. So for example, in here there are already 5 numbers, 8, 3, 2, 4, 7, and there are only 4 more numbers to place in here. This, however, has all 9 digits yet to find. Okay, we don't have any placed yet. So you will probably assume that this square here is going to be more difficult than this box here. And generally that's true. It's not always true when you play at the harder levels, but in general that is true. So how do we find the numbers? Well, that is the game. So basically, let's imagine this. We have a 7 in this row. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Columns. Each column must contain 1 to 9. Each row must contain 1 to 9, and that's the rules. Those are the rules in their entirety. So this 7 appears in this row and cannot appear again in this row. So in this box here, it's definitely blocked from here or here. The same thing for this 7 here. It cannot appear again in this row, so it's definitely blocked from here or here. So we can see this 7 blocks along here, this 7 blocks along here. If you imagine these 2 rows are now blocked. Well, if we look down here in this column, we can see 7 is in this column, and that means cannot appear again in this column, so that blocks those 2 squares. And this 7 right down at the bottom here blocks all the way up and can't appear again there. So we are blocking, 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 and blocking, leaving only one space where we can fill our number 7. It's got to go there. I hope that made sense. Excuse me while I have a tea. Tea is a good idea while you're playing Sudoku. Coffee, if you prefer. Oh, excuse me. If you're having breakfast, I don't recommend. Be careful how you don't try not to get your breakfast all over your Sudoku puzzle. It won't help. Right. So we just continue in a similar kind of fashion, looking for numbers that we can see. For example, there's a 1 across this row, and there's a 1 blocking here. So we're blocked from putting a 1 across here and blocked from putting a 1 in this square here, meaning a 1 has to go there, doesn't it? It's a kind of game of just looking for logic patterns, if you prefer, something like that. Okay. this 3, we can see this 3 blocks this column here. 3 is blocked along this column here, so no 3s here or here, no 3s here or here. We have a 3 in this row blocking this square here. So we can put a 3 up here. And we have to put a 3 there because it can't go anywhere else. 1, we put in this 1 before, and so this is going to make things a little bit easier for us now. Now we have a 1 in this column, blocking this square from being 1. 1 now blocks these 2 squares. This one that we wrote in now blocks this square and this square. So there's only 1 space now left for a 1, so we can fill in a 1 there. This 6 blocks this square here. This 6 blocks this square here. So that's got to be a 6 there. There are 2 numbers remaining left to get in this segment. Sometimes it's a good idea just to see what they are. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't have 5. 6, 7, 8. We don't have 9. So 5 and 9 are the missing numbers here. But guess what? We have a 9 blocking this square here. So therefore, we can assume that 9 goes here. And the other number that we had to get is 5. And that goes there. The same as we just did, look for 2 missing numbers here. Let's look for the 2 missing numbers in this column. 1, do we have a 2? No, not yet. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do we have an 8? No, not yet. So we have a 9. So 2 and 9 are the missing numbers between 1 and 9 in this column. Sorry, 2 and 8 are the missing numbers in this column, 2 and 8. But we can see an intersecting 8 here. So therefore 8 has got to come here, hasn't it? That's the only space left, and the 2 will be in that position there. Hope this is all making perfect sense to you. Okay, now we can look all around the board. You know, sometimes you think, well, I must be focusing on this region here. Sometimes that's a good tactic, and sometimes it's not the best tactic. It's often good to make sure that you are looking all around. Don't just get stuck in one location. For example, we can see over here, this 1, if we go in this direction now, blocks this row, this 1 blocks this row, this 1 blocks this column, and 1 blocks this column, leaving only that square available to fit our 1 more T. No need to kind of hurry and rush. You know, it's a game of that you play to amuse yourself, and unless you're playing competitively, you know, as I mentioned about competitive musicians are not really competitive. I don't think Sudoku is really such a competitive. It can, of course, be a competitive game. People can play in teams, as I learnt recently, but I don't play it for that reason. There's a 5 in this column here, 5 in this column here, leaving just that square there for 5. And we bring this 5 across, and this 5 across. You'll see in this segment, back to this left-hand segment over here, 5 blocks here, 5 blocks here, meaning a 5 has to come there. And now that we have that, this 8 blocks these 2 squares, leaving just that square there for an 8. And you'll notice there is only 1 number missing from this column. Now if there's only 1 number missing, we always can find it just by counting through. So we have 1, 2, 3. Do we have a 4 yet? No, we don't have a 4 in this column, so we can put that in straight away. And we've almost finished this left-hand section here. This, you could call it a shoot if you like, if you want to use some of the more acceptable Sudoku terms. I generally try to avoid using the Sudoku terms, especially for beginners. I think it's, you know, you just want to focus on the concepts and the ideas, not necessarily the terminology, which I think can be a bit confusing. 5. Okay, so now we've found a number in this completely blank and barren region. Now, there are no numbers here at the moment, but look, this 5 blocks this row. This 5 blocks this row, so the bottom 2 rows are already out. This 5 blocks this column, so that square is out in the top column. This 5 blocks that square there. So guess what? There's only one location where a 5 can go, and that's because we're looking at, you know, 5s from every... we've got the center box here, but we have 5s in every other of the intersecting boxes, and that means we can always find that number. You'll see as you play more Sudoku, you'll see how that works, I think. Okay, a good idea is to... So this is a slightly different technique now, one we haven't looked at yet. Let's look at this column here and think about the numbers that are missing. So we have a 1. Do we have a 2? No. 3? No. 4? Yes. 5? 6? No. Not yet. So 2, 3, and 6 are the missing numbers in this column. 2, 3, and 6. There are 3 numbers missing from this column. But in this row, we have 2 and 3 blocking this square. So if there are only 3 numbers and 2 of them are blocking the same square, then of course it has to be the other number. So that's got to be a 6, because 2, 3, 6 are missing in this column, and we have 2 and 3 blocking that square. Which will now leave us with 2 and 3 in these 2 squares, right? We've done, and we can actually see 3 blocks this square here. So 3's got to, excuse me, appear in here, and 2 is our last number and goes there. More tea, I think. I've had a bit of a strange breakfast this morning. Right, how are we proceeding? Quite well. Sometimes it's a good idea to look back and step back from the grid and take an overview. It's advice I should take myself, because I sometimes forget to do that. Okay. If you're wondering that why am I taking so long? Well, as I said, it's not a game to be rushed through, really. It's a game to be savored, hopefully. Enjoy looking for and finding the numbers yourself. Here's one. There's a 3 in this row across here, 3 in this row across here, and a 3 in this column all the way down. So blocking, 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 and that means a 3 will appear here, so we can put it in. We have an 8 across here and an 8 across here, leaving just that one square there where an 8 can go. So we'll put that in there. Now again, we've got a row with 2 missing numbers. Let's find out what they are. 1, do we have 2? No, we don't. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The other number is 9. So we have 2 and 9 missing. But look, we have a 2 in this box here. And remember, if we have a number within a segment, it can't appear again within a segment. And so this 2 will have to be down here. And our 9 will come here like this. Now there's only one number left, so we just count through. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do we have a 5? No, we don't. So we put that in now. That 5 is, I think, the last one, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, that was the last 5, so we don't have to be concerned with 5 anymore. Right, so let's look at the other numbers. What's missing here? What's missing here? 7 and 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 we don't have. 8, 9 we don't have. So 9 blocks here. So that's our 9 and that's our 7. When we consider this 7 blocks these two squares here, and we don't yet have a 7 in this segment, we can see 7 has to go there. This 3 blocks this square, and we don't yet have a 3 in this segment, so 3 has to go here. And there's only one more number to get. If you count through, you'll see that it's 6. Okay. We can, the other numbers that are remaining, we can actually kind of know where they are limited to, but maybe we can't place them exactly just yet. So for example, here we know 1, we don't have 2 in this row yet. 3, 4, 5, we don't have 6. So we know a 2 and a 6 have to go here in this row, but we can't tell exactly where they go just yet. But we know that they go either here or here. So what I'm going to do now is show you what technique to use when you start to play slightly more advanced Sudoku. This is not strictly necessary right now, but I want to show you how to do this. So we know that a 2 can go in this square and this square, and we know that a 6 can go in this square and this square. So we generally call these things pencil marks. And they are indicators, small numbers, we haven't placed the number yet, but it's an indicator to show that the number can go in that position, okay? And so this will help us to remember, and later on, when you play more advanced Sudoku, it will help you to find patterns, which is what we're really looking for. Let's place the number 3 here, because look, we have 3 in this column, 3 in this column, 3 in this row, so we can see that 3 goes here, like so. Now, okay, so again, let's find out what numbers are missing. We don't have a 1 in this row. We've only got 2 numbers missing. We don't have a 1, but actually this 1 immediately blocks this square here from being a 1, so we can fill in a 1 here. And if you count through, you'll find the other missing number is 9, so we can put that in. What comes next? 3 up here. This 3 blocks this row, this 3 blocks this row, and a 3 blocks this column, so that has to be a 3 there. This 6 blocks this column, this 6 blocks this row, so 6 is up here. 6 will be in the middle here, right? So when we run across, 6 blocks this row here, 6 blocks this row here, and 6 blocks here. Now this will help us, of course, because, and this is why we write in these pencil marks, these candidates, because they help us to find things later on. So they're a reminder. So now we were reminded that 2 and 6 have to fit here. And we now know that 6 can't come here because it's already in this column. We just found that. We didn't know when we wrote in the candidate, but we do now. And so we realized that the 6 has to go here, and this has to be a 2. We also don't yet have a 2 in this row, but you can see that 2 can't come here, but also 2 blocks this square. So of the 3 missing numbers in this row, 2 can't come here and 2 can't come here. So 2 must be here. We can now count through 1, 2, 3. We don't have 4, so we put 4 in as our last number. Along here, 1 we have, 2 we don't yet have in this row, so we can fill that in there. 1, 2, 3, we don't have 4 yet, but look, 4 blocks this square here. It's very close, so you can see it, so we'll put it up here. 5, 6, 7. We don't yet have 8. That's our last number. Goes here. One number missing from this row. 1, 2, 3. It's a 4. We don't yet have a 4, so we can place that right now. Okay, what else is happening now? 1. This 1 down this column here, and 1 down this column here, and 1 blocking across this row. So blocked, blocked, and blocked means that a 1 must appear here. What numbers are we missing? 2 and 6 in this row. We're missing 2 and 6, but look, this 6 stops us from putting a 6 here. So 6 goes there, and 2 goes there. Now that we have this 2, 2 goes up and stops that square there. 2 blocks that square there. That's a 2. This 8 stops that square from being an 8. We don't yet have an 8 in this segment or in this row, so we fill it in. And the last number, if you count through, you'll find is 9. This 9 we can bring down, blocking this square. This 9 blocks this square, so 9 goes here. Missing numbers in this row or in this segment are the same. Doesn't matter which way you look at it. It's 4 and 7. 1, 2, 3. We don't have 4. 6, 8, 9. We don't have 7. 1, 2, 3. We don't have 4. 6. We don't have 7. But the 7 blocks this square here. So 7's got to go there and 4's got to go there. Just 3 squares to get now. We can get these easily because we can see this 4 blocks this square here. 4 blocks here. And so 4 is there. 7 blocks this square here. And the last remaining number is 8. And so that's how we complete a Sudoku puzzle. If that's the first one you've ever done, congratulations. Find lots of easy ones. There are lots of easy ones on this channel as well. You know, begin with the easy puzzles. If you go to the channel page, you'll see that they're grouped into a list of easy or beginner puzzles. Subscribe to the channel, please. Try the easy ones first, then work your way up to the medium ones, and pretty soon you'll be up to the hard level puzzles, and I'm sure you can do this in quite a short period of time. Just a little bit of logical thinking is all you need. That's it for Monday. The new work week has begun. I'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.